Hello, it is 6 o'clock. I think that's the time I promised. So I'm live. Y'all know I don't know how to tell these things. Actually, you know what? We have to start with, in my house there's something called a crazy celebration dance. Jessie's actually showering, so unfortunately I can't get her. But basically what we do is we go like crazy celebration dance, crazy celebration dance. And you know, like we do all these kind of wild, crazy things, right? Because nobody's usually looking. And that's when we like figure things out in school or whatever, right? And if y'all see, I don't know if y'all could tell, I never know what y'all could see, but I have my camera on my selfie stick in landscape format, and it's working. I tested it, so I really hope now that it's actually, you know, happening, that it's working. Did you guys notice? New lenses, new frames. Wait, 11 people watching already? It's like a few seconds. Y'all love me. I know y'all love me, you know. It's because I tell y'all all my crazy little secrets and how I have a big forehead and a big nose and stuff like that. Y'all just like that kind of nonsense, eh? Anyways, back to some housekeeping matters. These are new frames from Look Opticians, and I got them in this pretty cool blue box, right? So this is their new circular look. Do you like the new circular look? Tell me, do you like it? Do you like it? If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you're watching, you're hearing, and all these little things. I'm seeing like a lighting. I don't have professional lighting. Oh well, one day we'll get to that. Right now I'm loving the whole I get my selfie stick working. Right? Where are my likes? What's going on with y'all? Give me some likes. Give me some hearts. You know, I used to be able to see who's watching. Why can't I? Oh, look, I can. Matty, I want to like. Julia, I want to like. Donna, Ryan, Belina. Who's the +5? Dion. Hey, boy, people from... Belina, where are you from? I mean, I know you're from Trinidad, but where are you watching from? Which part of the world are you watching from? Why is it that nobody is commenting and liking and interacting? What's going on? Are you guys hearing? Tell me if you're hearing. No, I can't even get rid of who's watching. Oh, jeez. Me and my... Oh, busted. Oh, well. Okay, I'm not liking the fact that y'all are so quiet. Y'all making me nervous because I'm going to tell my story and I don't really want to tell it in vain now, do I? Could somebody please give me a like? This is making me wonder what's going on. Are you hearing me? Oh, man. Should I stay quiet until y'all like and tell me you're hearing me? Are you hearing me? Please. I hope you did hear this because I did my whole Look Opticians thing and my crazy celebration dance. Okay, this is very weird because I know for sure Belina would have by now commented. Is it my internet connection? I can't tell. Okay. Should I keep going? Should I finish? Should I start over? Somebody tell me. Can I type my own comment? Can I type my own thing? Write a comment. Are you guys... Write a comment. Are you... Oh, no. ABC. Are you guys hearing me? That's not how you spell hearing. Hearing me. Done. And send. Are you guys hearing me? We are hearing you. So then why aren't you guys liking and saying stuff, man? Jeez Louise, y'all had me panicking for a minute. Antigua at the moment. Oh, is it maybe that... Oh, you know what I think it is then? I think that maybe the problem is that there's some kind of delayed thing because I'm there busy asking, begging, and now all of a sudden all the comments are now just popping. Okay, next time I'm just gonna eat for the first 5 seconds of the live. Okay, good. So y'all got the whole Look Opticians. Could y'all tell me, do y'all like the circle look or do you like the purple glasses? Which one do you like better? Circle look or the purple glasses? Tell me, circle look, purple glasses. I also have a buff, so I'm gonna, while you're telling me purple or circle, I need to find out, and all these things y'all could comment and tell me. Why is it that I have 2,700 first to begin, I should thank you guys for 2,700 views, but I only have a couple hundred likes. What is that about? Why aren't y'all liking it? You could not like it, you know, you could comment and say, you real boss. Ryan likes the purple, you don't like the circle. Is it that you don't like the color, or you don't like the circle, or you don't like the size? What about it that you don't like with this one? Or is it that you like this one, or Jasmine loves both? That's such a politically correct answer. Okay, give me an answer. Why is it that we have so many views, but people aren't like commenting and liking? Obviously, I'm preaching to the choir because y'all are liking, but I'm trying to test this theory. Is it like haters that just watch, but they don't really want you to know that you like their video? Can somebody give me, what is your theory on having so many views, but so few likes? Let's discuss, well, that's actually not what we're discussing today, so we'll discuss that. I like the purple. I had purple before. Wait, I have a mini rant again. We have red rants to go through before we get into my story. I've gone to look for my glasses, right? So actually what I went to do was test my old prescription to see if Jessie could use it, because she's waiting on her new one. Purple is my favorite color, so that's why. So if the circle was purple, then yes. All right, okay, fine. You like the circle, but it's purple. Gotcha. Right. And so I pull out a second pair of purple, and obviously I wear my purple. And so a woman asked me, so you have 2 pairs of glasses, that purple? And I was like, yeah, but there's a story behind it. She's like, but why would you get a second pair in purple? Now, I wanted to just go, because I want to, and that's my own business. But I explained to her nicely, well, first to begin, Look is now my sponsor, so I had to get new glasses. You know, plain and simple, I just had to get new glasses, because I couldn't be like sponsored by Look in somebody else's glasses. That wouldn't be right now, would it? So I got Look's glasses. So I explained all of that to her. I said, and she's like, well, you could have gotten a different color. I was like, well, my daughter wears purple, and so we like to be twinsies. And she watched me like, so who cares if she wants you to get purple? Well, boy, I wanted to really go, but I can. That's my business, and it's really not your business, and I didn't ask your opinion. It really comes back to, like, remember my embracing imperfections live last time? Why do people make their business, but my business, their business? This is so not cool. If I want to have 10 pairs of purple, I want to have 10 pairs of purple. It's 2 different shade purple, 2 different style glasses purple, 2 different brand name purple. I want to purple my business, and if I want to match my child, I want to match my child. My business. So that's my rant done. Because we're going to get into something serious, if I could possibly stay serious. This is a story that I tell all the time, and this happens to me very regularly. Actually, we're going to go into a kind of funny mini rant again. Guys, I'm not seeing a bunch of likes and hearts going about the screener, and I'm childish, and I find that that's kind of cool. So can y'all please give me like some hearts across the screen, please? Please, guys. Anyways, right. So gone to, I don't want to call all the different names, because then people watching might know that it's them about talking, and that mightn't be cool. So anyways, gone to get this thing, right? And so somehow I get into when my daughter does gymnastics, and her daughter loves gymnastics, but she can't afford it. I'm not rich. You engaged her too long, because I can keep, yeah, I know. That's my problem, you know. I just engage people too long. But you see, I'm trying to be nice. Because you know what's the first thing somebody gonna say is because she reached TV, she feels she's too good, or some kind of drama, you know. So I was trying to be nice. I was really trying to be nice, but I feel like this nice thing ain't working. Next time I just gonna be like, cause I can, and move on. Anyways, right. So gone to gymnastics now. We're discussing these preconceived notions that people have. So the response to, now well, I can't afford gymnastics, me and Rich, as a single mother, which translates to, you assume I'm not a single mother and I'm rich, and that's why my child could do gymnastics. So I then say, well, I'm a single mom too. And then she goes, nah, but me and her no rich man or nothing supporting me. I supported my own self. Translation number 2, that the only way that I could be a mom affording gymnastics and all of these good old things is because there is a wealthy man in the picture? No. So I said, actually no, I fund my own self and my child. You know. But anyways, left it there. Because that's that, right? Marsha, who cares what people think or say? They're gonna talk, and yeah, you're right. I really don't, you know. Well, I do, because I don't know, because I'm still learning. I'm still learning to be okay with people not liking me and saying mean things. So let's just discuss the whole stereotype, because people assume, well, you know what, that actually happened long before Jesse. I remember the first time I got my brand new SUV. And people in the office assumed that it was because my daddy was rich. So I guess I've been telling my story for a long time. I guess this is where we're gonna get into the serious part of the live. Because even before being passionate about parenting, I was passionate always about helping people. So my first book was called If I Can, You Can Too. And it's just because so many people really, really doubt that they can have the life that they want. And I always feel as if I can tell you my story, or I can tell you some of the stories of people gone before us, then maybe you'll say, well, if they could do it, I could do it too. And so I want to tell my story, because that's another thing. A lot of people say, Marsha's real idealistic, like you do not live in reality, or that's not realistic. And I hear that all the time, because my next step obviously is parenting and pushing parenting policy and really getting parenting to the place that it should be in Trinidad and Tobago. Because I think that a lot of the ills that we are finding ourselves in is a direct result of poor parenting. Not that we don't love our kids, but we just don't know any better, plain and simple. I mean, when I embarked on this whole journey of like learning things, it was like, oh my gosh, like nobody told me better, you know. I mean, and so innocently we're poor parents, you know. We just don't know better, and we could only do what we know. So my thing was, I'm gonna share every single lesson, right? And like most of us, we all a work in progress. Yes, we are. Right, so I want to start off with, I guess, why for me, I am idealistic. I think maybe it's this light. Hold on, guys, because it's bothering me. Let me see if I could turn it. If it gets dark, I'm very sorry, but I need to turn it. Okay, at least it's not in my eye anymore. Why am I so idealistic? Okay, well, let me start. When I was about 12 years old, because I think I was in about Form 2, my parents got a divorce. And it was not the best of divorces. You know, even the life before the divorce was not the best, you know, circumstance. That's their story, and I leave them to decide whether they want to tell that story ever or not. I tell it from, I guess, from 12, for what I think is acceptable to tell without their permission. Because, you know, I didn't get a written permission to tell any of it anyway. But my parents got divorced. And what that meant was I had to go and live in my grandfather's old house. And to describe that situation, first of all, we lived in a middle-class house before, you know what I mean? They were never rich, but because my dad was in the army, he had housing benefits, and so we lived in a pretty decent neighborhood before with, I mean, everybody goes to the Fatima and the St. Joseph's and, you know, had good jobs and blah, 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 and all these good old things, and KFC delivers. Where I moved to, KFC didn't deliver, nor did Courts. I don't know if they do anymore, but that was, I mean, because we were considered ghetto or at risk or whatever else you want to call it. You know, when the smell of the air smells of weed. I still love that smell, even though I've never tried it myself. But you gotta admit, the smell in the night is awesome. So, it was a big change. And the house, I mean, it wasn't well kept. So, and it was shared. So to describe this, the living situation, my mom, my brother, and I lived in a 10 by 10 bedroom, and so we all were in there. And everything we owned was in there. In the next bedroom was my aunt and her son, and in the next bedroom was my uncle, who was a drug addict. I don't know if anybody's ever lived with a drug addict, but it's a little bit difficult, because it means that after my mother saved and saved and saved and saved for a bike for my little brother, he probably rode it once for 5 minutes, put it down, and it was stolen. And that's the kind of environment that my teenage years were in. So it was a little bit difficult. On any given day, we didn't really have much money to take taxi to school. So many people thought when we were standing, waiting, and they thought they were being nice to give us a drop, they didn't know that they were being our lifeline. Because had we needed to pay, or we didn't get drops every day, then we wouldn't have enough money to see us through to the rest of the month. Anyways, that situation, obviously I was never comfortable with it. And I decided it from the time I was 18 when I finished. In fact, I was looking for a job. I actually did my interview, I remember, in my school uniform. And I remember in the interview when he was like, I don't even know like what your grades are or whatever. And the person who had come before me, she had known the accounting program because it was for a receptionist job. And he's like, so what? You know, he's like, but for some strange reason, this is now by the second interview I'd gotten called back. He's like, but some strange reason I feel inclined to give you this job, even though the other person before you is clearly more qualified. And I remember saying at that point in time, I said, listen, I need this job. My summer won't be a summer, because he was like, well, you just finished school, why don't you want to take a break and whatever? And I said, I wouldn't be able to take a break without a job. You know, I need a job. I need money. Like, my mom's struggling as it is. I definitely need money. Right after school, I need to be working the next week. And all I could promise you is that I will work as hard as, and I will learn as much as. And I think that that has been the way that I've operated, you know, since that time. I'm not a producer, I did not go to film school, you know, but what I know I can do is I can work 24 hours a day if you need. All I want from you is a chance. And I remember that's what I said, you know, to CNT3 as well. Like, all I need is a chance. I will make, you know, I will not make you regret giving me a chance. And that's always what is always ever have been, you know. Anyways, so moving along, I got the job. Thank you very much to anybody, you know, thank you to anybody who's ever given me a chance, because that's all I've ever asked for. And so I got the job in this little shack, because it wasn't even a receptionist in a company where there was room for growth, you know. I mean, it was like 5 employees, but it didn't matter, because in my mind, I mean, I hadn't even learned really how to dream past a salary, you know. At that time, I was still thinking that like $5,000 a month would make me a millionaire. It would make me not be like shit poor. So I got this job as a receptionist, and the plan at that point was to do SATs and get a hockey scholarship, and always looked at hockey as an opportunity out. So I played hockey non-stop, even throughout CXC, you know. That's really just been my one thing, like total hard work. I put my head down and I just focus. And very quickly, I realized that I found that the salespeople, the 2 sales guys, I used to be like, well, I could so do a better job than them. Like, they're a waste of time. And so, of course, what came into my mind jumped out my mouth. It always happens. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but what comes into my mind jumps out my mouth. And so I said to my boss at the time, I want to go into sales. Like, I could do much better than these guys. And he had a business partner, so he passed it by the business partner. And the business partner said, because, I mean, we're talking a few years ago, right? At least a decade ago, more than a decade ago. And he said, girls decorate offices. They do not go on a construction site. So that's that. Marsha doesn't take no for an answer. So I said, here's what, you know, just put me in sales unofficially then. I'll get customers as a receptionist. And so I did. And so as a receptionist, my sales figure became, you know, I met my quota as a receptionist. Didn't even ask, like, no time off, nothing. My quota was met as a receptionist. And so, again, I speak with my actions. I mean, even though I speak a lot, my actions are always there to back it up, right? And I will make sure that you cannot ignore me. That's just, I guess, my secret to success as well. You cannot ignore me. And I'm gonna be so good that you cannot deny me an opportunity. And that was that. I went into sales. I became actually not just like the best in the company, but I became a force to be reckoned with in the industry. In fact, I was known as the little red girl in tight jeans, because, you know, that's just how we speak about girls. And of course, the only way that I was probably getting my sales was because I was sleeping with a whole of like all the contractors in the country, obviously. So that was that. That company eventually split, and so I went with I went with the boss who had given me the chance, not the one who'd made the derogatory comment. And he didn't have enough money at the time, because I mean, that's a big jump. So even if you have money, you still need a lot more. And he still had his job and whatnot. And after about a month, it became very apparent to me that if I don't get this company off the ground myself, then I will have no job, because we will have no company. And so at 19, I decided I was going to go to the VAT office and I was going to learn how to set up a company, and I was going to get this company off the ground. And so I did. Again, I sat in every government office, I asked all the information, and I just learned. I've always learned whatever I needed to learn. I've been a survivor all my life. Whatever I need to do within reason, I do, you know. And so I sat, I figured it out. I remember ordering enough construction, who was the last 10 years. I think they probably just finished it all. But you know, I've also been blessed with good bosses that didn't take advantage of me and that was willing to teach me and groom me. And so I learned. And so by 20, I was I was the general manager of the company. By 23, I had decided that I had really conquered that. I'd become bored by life, and I mean, some people could call it, I don't know what people call it, you know, haters have all kinds of different names for it. And it's not that I'm never happy, but I think that we should always grow. And if I've conquered this, then I'm going to try to conquer that. It's not that I'm not happy, it's not that I'm not grateful, I'm just going to try to conquer something else. And so I decided I was going to move away from Trinidad on the whole, because I didn't go to university in the end. And a lot of my friends had gone to university, so I wanted to go away, and I'd heard about the working visa in England. So I decided that that's what I was going to do. I moved to England, and I got a good job. I landed a job in Trinidad. When I told my customers, one of my customers at the time was Carillion, they had a lot of expats. A lot of them were British. So when I said I was going to England to do the working holiday, they all went, hey, let's see what availabilities and whatnot. And so when I got to England, I had a company car and all these grand things, this little Trini going to England with no degree. After a few months, again, for me, this was not what I came to do necessarily, because I'd fallen right back into working hard. And I only had 2 years, so it didn't to me make sense, and I could only work 1 year out of the 2 years. It didn't make sense to me to put everything into this. And so what I decided was I started to investigate this whole idea of backpacking. Because again, it's not something that you hear about in Trinidad, but I did, learn about it and hear about it, and I became interested in the idea. And so I put a backpack on my back, and I went and I saw Europe. And then I came home. Well, I waitressed first before I came home, because it was fun and it was something that, I had extra time on my hand and I wanted to do. Because apart from really working hard, and if anybody knows me, I'm so diverse, which I think is so difficult in even finding, friends sometimes, because I can go from so ditzy, where you wonder where my brain is, to so serious. And so anyway, so I decided I'd waitress and all of that before I came home. When I left to go to England, I remember people saying to me, you are crazy. You will never get a job like that when you come back home. But again, I live in La La Land, and I am not realistic. Just never been. Because reality for me is my reality. I'm going to create my own reality. You're not going to tell me, and society's not going to tell me what I can or cannot do and what is possible. Because if it's one thing that I think that I grew up with, is a lot of faith. Like, I've always had faith. I've always known that God loves me, and I've always had this kind of cocky way that God loves me more than everybody else, and so I know He's gonna take care of me. And that between that faith and my work ethic, I think that's been the secret ingredient. It's a good combination. Anyways, so ignored everybody, went to England, and then came back home, and guess what? my job was waiting for me. But not only was my job waiting for me, but even in England, one of my customers from in Trinidad said, are you ready to come and work for me yet? And I was like, I'm really comfortable where I am. I have a great job. They take care of me. I want for nothing. And he was like, listen, how much do you want? What car do you want? Because you have to come and work for me. This girl with no degree, curly hair who can't keep it neat. And that's that. So I did go to work for him because that company had like 700 employees and there was room for growth. Not only that, but I really wanted to test myself. I wanted to see if I could make it, if I could make it to the top of a big company. I remember him inviting me to come to work early because that was before the trucks went out. And he said, I'm not going to teach you just about work. I'm going to teach you about life. So he said, come to work for 5 a.m. And I was there at 4:30 a.m. And we never stopped those meetings up until he burnt out. I never, ever, ever missed an opportunity to get in there early and learn and sponge. And it's so funny because he's one of the 1%ers, right? And I know a lot of people don't understand them. And I understood because I was given an opportunity once again to learn. Because he saw this girl who was hungry to learn. Like, if you teach me something, I will learn it and I will make you proud. And that's what, and that's what he did. I would sit every morning. And let me tell you, it's not in a cushy office, because for him, we're a distribution company, and so the heart of the company is in the trucks, in the distribution. And if you want to properly run a company, then you have to be in the heart of it. And so we sat in the sun. When the sun was rising at 6 a.m., I would be sitting in the blazing hot sun. But I was learning. I was watching him in action. I bought my house at 24. So the story that I'm telling you, I'm not even 25 yet in this story. I'm driving a brand new SUV, a company car. I'm earning a 5-figure income. That's not $10,000. It's past that. You could start by doubling that. And I'm 24. I bought my house. That's a feat that no one else in my family has accomplished to date. Up until that time, no one had ever driven a brand new car, a showroom car. And people assumed that I had the car and the house because I had rich parents. They didn't know that at that time my parents are living paycheck to paycheck. I remember, and it's something that again, I hold on to because I've always worked really hard. My little brother came to live with me. I lived on my own since I was 18. I think I left that part out. So once I got a job, I didn't think that it was healthy anymore to be living in that, situation. And so once I'd gotten a job, I moved out. So I was on my own at 18. And my little brother was living with me, I think by the time I was 21. People have always assumed it. They just assume that, well, the life that she has must be because somebody's given it to her, And so at that point, I think was the first time that I started journeying with people. I worked with factory workers and with drivers. So many of them were from the Beetham and from Laventille and stuff. And I would always tell my story to them because they always looked at me as this manager. But I don't think they knew what I had experienced and what I'd gone through. And I'm sure some of them are viewing because they've gone with me through my journey. And I think from that moment, I've always told my story because for me, at 24, a 3-bedroom townhouse, electric gate, hot water all over. So this is not, it wasn't like some kind of shack that I'd bought, That was the first time that what reality was changed for me. reality no longer meant that you needed to fit into the status quo. Like, you could create your dream life. Anyways, at 26, I had Jess. It was a pretty, like, oops moment. I was at the peak of my career. And I thought at that point in time that we were going to do the nanny and the driver, because, again, I was very gifted at work, and so don't worry, we'll take care of you. We give you what you need to do to be able to continue to perform. I got a promotion, but the promotion meant that there was a little bit of flexibility, because it meant that I was now totally managing my own company, and really and truly all I needed to do was produce figures. I'm no longer in the heart of distribution where you've got to be there 5 o'clock in the morning, you've got to be there 9 o'clock in the night, you've got to be there 5 o'clock on a Sunday morning. Now all you have to do is operate a business efficiently, put procedures in place efficiently where you're not necessarily needed as much. Except that we still do live in a world where managers need to sit in the office, even if they don't need to. And one day when Jessie started school at, I think I was 29 then, 28, 29, she said to me she didn't want to go to school, and she started to give a lot of trouble to go to school. And I thought maybe somebody was interfering with her, and I said, Jess, what's going on? And she said, I remember it, we were getting ready for bed, for school, and she was standing on top of the bed so I could dress her, and she said to me, everybody's mummy picks them up, but you leave me. And tears came down my eyes, because there's nobody funding this dream. Jess's dad lives away, and the contribution financially that he makes, most mothers would spit at it. I'm always grateful, because I don't like drama. So I said to her, I said, Jess, there is no one to fund us. We need to pay bills, and mommy has to work. I went to the office that day and I cried. I cried and I cried and I cried, because all this money in the world and my child just wants me. And so the dream changed again. How could I possibly be a full-time mom? I'm already living the dream according to my family. I'm already making 3 times what everybody else in my family makes. Now you want more? Like, how dare you want more? And that was the attitude that I was getting. Like, why are you so ungrateful? Why are you always wanting more? Why are you not happy? And for a long time, people judged me because they assumed that I was just never happy and it was never good enough. And I just knew that I wanted more, and so I decided that I was going to have more. And so the next few months, it became Operation Full-Time Mummy. I decided that I would sell my house. I wasn't even 30 at the time, and I figured that I could sell my house and I could start over, because most people, even at 30, they don't own their own homes. And so I still had time. Time was on my side. I sold my home, and I decided that we would use the profit to live off of while, I get a business up and running. And so I did. We sold the house, and in December, by the December of that year, Jessie would have just turned 3. I went off on my own. I sold weight loss products. I did like taxes for people. I did whatever. The savings ran out. I will remember the day I withdrew the first set of savings, and business still hadn't picked up enough to cover expenses. But I think at that point I just again made a decision that I'm not going back. I'm raising my daughter. Like, that is just what we're doing. I'm gonna be there for her. And the idea of the children's book came into mind. In fact, it didn't come in as a book in the beginning. It actually was a seminar, because I've always wanted to inspire children. It's always been my dream to tour schools and to tell them that you can. You absolutely 100% can, no matter where you've grown up, no matter what life has thrown your way, no matter who your parents are. It does not matter. You absolutely 100% can. So I don't know how bills got paid. I mean, I remember doing an interview on Synergy when I first published the book, and they asked, how are you getting paid? Like, how are you paying the bills? And I laughed and I said, God drops manna from heaven. And I mean, that's a whole different life. I could go on and tell you guys, you know, how many times like friends just dropped off groceries, or I would raid my dad's kitchen for groceries. I mean, there were days where we really didn't know if we would meet the rent. And I remember up to last year having, you know, the television show, because the show was on Synergy, but I wasn't being paid and there was no advertising and whatever. But I knew that I just needed to start it, because I knew once people saw what I was about, that they would catch on, it would catch on. And I just had to have faith, and I just needed to keep at it long enough. And I would always remember learning that the first 5 years is that time that separates the good ones from the ones that are, you know, the ones that are going to last from the ones that are not going to last. And I remember even my bosses, you know, they used to say that when I'd gone off, you know, and when they would call to check up on me, and he would say, you just need to hold on long enough. And so I started to pull away from the naysayers, and I started to cling towards people who had been in business. And the one thing that I'd found was they'd all had days where they had no idea how they were going to eat. And these were men that were driving Range Rovers, but they could tell me about their stories where they had no idea where they were going to eat. And they said, Marsha, just hold on. Just hold on. If after 5 years you still have no idea, then maybe it's not the right thing for you. But you need to give it 5 years. And up to year 4.5, there was a time when I thought we were going to go homeless. I remember going on my knees and I said, God, you cannot let me go homeless. Like, please, I'll do anything else. Just don't let me go homeless. I mean, I would hide because Jesse would, you know, be, Mom, why are you crying, you know? But there is no worse feeling than to think, how am I paying rent? What have I gotten myself into? God, can I really do this, you know? Anyways, I kept at it, and here I am. I get paid. The magazine that came out on Friday, it's produced right here in this spot from this chair. This show is produced right here from this spot on this chair. And Jesse does school right next to me. I earn a living right here from this chair at home, homeschooling my daughter as a full-time mother. So when you say to me that I'm idealistic, or when you say to me that that's not realistic, no, my life is not realistic. But I would like to really say to moms out there that better is so possible. That there is nothing like the impossible. Have faith. Believe in yourself. Believe in God. If He puts something in your heart, don't take it for granted. Go out there and live the dream that God has put into your heart. And He will see you through. I guarantee you. Work hard. Because this is not a faith-only game. You know, I mean, the Bible clearly says faith without works is dead. You've got to really put your head down and be focused. But it's so possible. That's it. It's 30 minutes and it's a Sunday, and so I have to go take my daughter for her ice cream around the savannah. Let's just go through some of these comments. Tell everyone thank you. Alana, you're definitely an inspiration to women. Thank you very much. Guys, I can't see who's watching. I can't give you a shout out because I still are so like lame about these things. I have no idea. Of course, Look Up Tishan's watching. Hi Diana. Hi Victoria. Hi Silvero. Hi Samantha. Hi Aaliyah.
And hi the girl who taught me how to do contacts.
And hi the girl Jessie's just come out of the bath.
Mommy, can I say hi?
Yeah, just make sure your towel's up properly.
It is.
Come and say hi.
Are you crying?
A little bit, but it's tears of joy.
Happy.
How happy tears. Yeah? Because
Are we really going to get ice cream?
Of course. And we have to drop off something for Auntie Breezy first, okay? Breezy, if you're looking, we're coming by you. Hi, Alana. Hi, Auntie Kailash. I can't see anymore because I don't know how to...
Oh, look. Mom, go put it back.
Oh, look, yes. Hi, Tina. Oh my gosh, Tina has an amazing story. She was one of those women.
Look.
Yes, but I'm doing shout-outs. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Anna.
Do I know anybody here?
Hi, Charisse. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Chrisia. Hi, Sal. Hi, Sindra. Hi, Kimberly Ann. Hi, and 3 more. I don't know. Guys, if I've left you out, I am so sorry. Hi, Warren. Hi, Peter. Hi, Sally. Hi, Donna. All right, I think I've gotten it. If I did, I'm very sorry. Bye, guys. See you on Wednesday for my next live where I promised to talk about, I had promised that I would tell you guys how to make parenting
What happened to my
more fun.
life?
Your live. Okay, well, Jessie wants to go live, so she's going to tell you when she's going live, and then y'all will come on for Jessie's
time
live.
is it?
Don't forget, please like, please share, please like, please share, please like, please share.
And whoever's watching, please tell me what time it is.
What time is it now?
Yes.
Oh, we have to go do stuff, so I don't know. Maybe we'll do one later for you. Okay? Let's go. Okay? Bye, guys. Like and share, like and share, like and share. Love you guys. Bye.
And give me hearts.
And give Jack. Okay, give her hearts quick. Give her hearts quick before we go. How do y'all give us hearts? It takes a little while, I think.
Hearts.
Give us hearts. Give us hearts and smiley face.
And thumbs up.
And thumbs ups. Hearts, smiley face, and thumbs ups. I don't know. It takes a little while because I was begging for them earlier, and then after a while I saw it. Heart, smiley face, and thumbs up. How do I get this down?
You have to press
This one. Oh my gosh, it's 42 minutes that we've been live. Guys, I'm so sorry we went over. Okay, we're gone. Jess, you're going to find the heart, smiley face at the beginning. Okay? Like and share, bye. I love you guys so much. Bye.